I didn't get out of the Army what I wanted. I wanted to find myself. I lost myself. I always made sure that I took care of my guys, because the Army creed is number 1 is the mission, number 2 is the men. And they always forgot number 2. As long as I was in the service, the Army forgot number 2. Through basic training, I always did extremely well. We had this physical fitness test that was a battery of 6 different events. You had to go over bars, you had to crawl under things, you had to climb over things, and then you had to carry somebody your own weight 150 yards and run it and do it in a certain amount of time. And then you had to do the mile in under 6 minutes, I think, after all this. And I had wanted to eat breakfast that day. This is one of my memories of basic training that I'll never forget. I was trying to eat breakfast in the mess hall, and the platoon sergeant came over and took my tray. And he said, "You can't eat. You know, you have to max the PT test." And I said, "No, I need to eat because I need my energy." And he goes, "No, you'll just puke." And I said, "No, I won't puke. I need my energy. If I don't eat my breakfast, I won't have enough strength. It's an ordeal. I want to eat. I won't puke, promise." He wouldn't let me eat. And as we were doing the mile, I did 3 really good laps. And on the last lap, I just died. And this guy started to run alongside me. He was just screaming at me, "You know, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. You're going too slow." And I looked at him and I said, "I told you I had to eat breakfast, you." And then I got KP, and I got guard duty for that, because you can't talk to your sergeant that way. But I was really pissed. And right around that time, I was told I could go take the test to become a Green Beret. I passed the test. I found out 2 days later, got into Special Forces training, and from jump school went to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and went through 8.5 months, 8.5 months of training, and got thrown out the last day on a bunch of lies. And the thing with Special Forces, in the last phase of training, you literally went out in the field and you fought simulated battles against these guys who was already returned from Vietnam. And it was very intense, and we had plans to take a bridge. And the assault was going incredibly well. And this staff sergeant, who was in charge of my group, jumped up, ran across the bridge and said, that's it. This is over, it's totally up. Everybody just go to point whatever." And I found him and I said, "What? What were we supposed to do?" We were assaulting, we had crossfire, we had the bridge covered over here, and he wouldn't say anything. He said, "Just get in gear and get out of here." And in the end, they wrote that up as if nothing was on time. There were civilians that were injured who were actually on the highways, and it was just a bunch of lies. After I got thrown out, I appealed the reasoning. They would never tell me what I did wrong. I never saw the report. But I believed that if I was a Green Beret and I was well trained and I went to Vietnam and I got my alert for Nam as a Green Beret before I got thrown out, that when I did that, I would be trained well enough. And if we did the true mission of the Special Forces, which was to train, equip, and advise an indigenous force to fight their own battles, that was a truly honorable way to fight the war. That I would be going over trying to help the people of Vietnam fight the oppressor from the north. And when that got taken away, there's been nothing in my life that has ever been so hurtful. Everything I'd wanted to be was taken away from me for no reason at all. And it was like they ripped my heart out.
Which proclaimed most proudly that old soldiers never die. They just fade away.